What's up, guys, and welcome to the Olsen Angle. Today we're going to be talking about Ohio State offensive line commit Paris Johnson Jr. Paris is 6'7", 295 pounds. And when I watched the film, I had a lot of takeaways. But number one being is he is an extremely special and gifted player. Paris gets the rep for being a guy who consistently finishes his blocks. And I'm here to confirm that he is the epitome of a young man who plays with a mean streak. Not only is Paris's punch extremely powerful, but it's also very accurate. You're going to find him consistently getting inside hands on the defensive lineman. And if you want to win the battle in the trenches, you have to have inside hands. It's imperative. When he moves, he does so in a very controlled manner while also covering ground, meaning that you don't see him step outside his frame too often. So he has good body control and also stays within his base. And he has an extremely powerful upper body. You're going to see in certain highlights where he's able to pancake a defensive lineman just by extending the arms and getting a powerful punch on him. Paris does a great job of running his feet on contact, which means as he's run blocking, he doesn't lean at the defensive lineman. And when you have an offensive lineman who's got an extremely powerful and quick first step, who's very fundamentally sound and also powerful in his upper body and his punch, it leaves the defensive lineman in a quandary. And what you're going to see some defensive linemen do in high school to try to stop Paris is they try to lean all of their body weight forward to try to stop his initial powerful surge. But he does a good job of recognizing this. And as soon as he notices that defensive lineman has all of his weight forward, he just goes ahead and dumps him right down by grabbing the back of his shoulder pads and knocking the defensive lineman straight to the ground, rendering him useless. When we talk about pass blocking, Paris has a beautiful kick slide. Not only does it cover a lot of ground, but it's extremely quick. So when that defensive end tries to go ahead and run the bell curve, but then cut back inside with a rip move, Paris is going to be able to power down and just go ahead and wash that defensive end right down the line of scrimmage. And as you've been hearing me describe his game, it should almost go without saying, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. Paris is an extremely athletic offensive tackle. Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the film. He's got inside hands, and he's just driving his feet. But what is most impressive about that block is the mentality and the mindset. They're running that ball to the right-hand side of the field, so Paris has a backside block. Most offensive linemen are just going to position block and take that play off, conserve energy. But what Paris does right there is he treats the block as if the running back's running right behind him. And when you take that mentality and mindset of I am not going to take any plays off, it is what allows you to be a great offensive lineman. Keeps his head back out of the block, neutralizes the guy, and just pancakes him afterwards. Oof. That's a tough order for that defensive lineman to get off of there. This play is beyond impressive for more than one reason. Let's go ahead and look at this, guys, real quick. Now, what's impressive about this play is that Paris is working to the outside linebacker who's off the line of scrimmage on this wide receiver jet sweep. And to get to the outside linebacker, you have to be quick. And what you see most offensive linemen do in this situation is they run at the outside linebacker 1 foot in front of the other. But what Paris does, and he does it textbook perfect, is he takes his angle to where the outside linebacker is going to be, and he keeps his footwork and his base throughout the entire way to the outside linebacker. So the outside linebacker can't go underneath to make the tackle on the wide receiver jet, but he also can't go to the outside to make the tackle and stop that touchdown. So Paris does a good job of making sure he's on that angle, keeping his footwork there, consistent and having a wide base, and he finishes the block. It's textbook and perfect. Here's a highlight again, guys. It's beautiful. And then he finishes the block. I mean, that's textbook in every single way imaginable for the offensive tackle in this particular play. He just doesn't stop moving his feet. He consistently moves his feet throughout the blocks. And I mean, it just makes it impossible for those defensive linemen to go ahead and pull him by or create any separation to possibly make a tackle. There's a situation right there. The defensive lineman shocks Paris a little bit, but he's moving his feet and consistently pushing the guy backwards. And as soon as the defensive lineman tries to pull Paris by even a little bit, Paris is able to go ahead and use that upper body strength and just finish the block. I mean, that's a great down block. He completely cleared out that side of the line. That play right there is perfect, guys. I mean, everything that could go wrong possibly pre-snap for Paris did. It looks like he didn't hear the snap count. He has his hands outside. The defensive end is just completely right in his face, in his chest. But what he does is he gets his feet started, he repositions his hands, gets them back inside, and finishes the block. I mean, that is a perfect scenario because not everything is going to go picture perfect, especially at the college level. He does a good job of sitting back. He doesn't get his head in the block. And as soon as that defensive end tries to run the bell curve, he just hits him with that strong inside hand and pancakes the guy. That's beautiful. Ooh. That is what every single offensive lineman is taught. Anytime a defensive end tries to go up there and bat a ball down, you make sure he pays. You hit him right in the ribs and you flatten the defensive end out. That's amazing. And again, it just speaks to the mean streak. Nice job on the pull. He pulls tight and just demolishes that Mike linebacker. He finds somebody to hit there. He just continuously moves his feet. And when you have that relentless type of mindset, it really gives you a chance to be special. That play is perfect right there. I got to break that one down. This defensive end is coming off the ball fast and hard, and he is leaning forward 100%. And he tries to swap Paris's arms down, but Paris does a great job of having his head and shoulders back. Here it is again, guys. There it is. I mean, that's just beautiful. Ooh. Defensive end got a little hands to the face there on Paris, but I mean, he did a good job fighting through it. He had his arms extended. Does a good job of hitting that Mike linebacker in the hole. And I love the fact that whenever Paris has a chance to climb over the defenseman's body, whether it's a D tackle, a linebacker, whoever he's put on the ground, he makes sure he asserts his dominance. I mean, you'll love to see that in an offensive lineman. Boom. Here he is again. I mean, like, you see it again. The defensive lineman's leaning so far forward, just trying to stop that consistent footwork that Paris has. Paris notices that he's leaning all of his body weight on him. He just dumps him straight to the ground. Ooh. That's all upper body strength right there. I mean, like, I have not seen an offensive lineman move his feet this well and consistently on every single block in a long time. Paris has inside hands, and that defensive end tries to spin. Paris is not letting go of that inside hand and just pounds that kid to the ground. Again, you see the defensive end jump, and Paris knows to finish the block. There it is again. You do not jump and try to swat that ball down. I'm going to make sure you pay and are punished for that. That's an unbelievable down block. My God, he just washed the entire line of scrimmage down. A double pancake on the down block. I love it. There's no doubt about it. Paris is an extremely talented offensive lineman. and I don't think I've ever seen a guy be as mean on the field as him. He consistently moves his feet, he's got an extremely accurate and powerful punch, and he's just strong in the upper body. He executes the fundamentals of football, and he understands the nuances of playing offensive line already in high school. One of the hardest things in all of college football to do is start on the offensive line as a true freshman. There's so many things you have to be able to do well. You have to, number one, be powerful enough to play the position. You have to be quick enough to match the speed of those quick defensive ends and D tackles. And you also have to have a comprehensive knowledge of plenty of offensive schemes. But Paris is going to be enrolling in January. So, I mean, he might be able to go ahead and step in and play as a true freshman. It's going to be a tough ask, and it's a tough ask for any freshman to do that. But if there's a kid who can do it, it's Paris. Thanks so much, guys, for watching the video. It means the world to me that you've taken the time out of your day to watch and learn a little bit about Paris Johnson Jr. And if you've enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much again, guys.